Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm doing a new type of video here on my channel, and I think I'm going to call it Flashback Favorites. I think that's a pretty self-descriptive name, and I know a couple people here on YouTube do these kind of videos where basically I go back to my favorites a year, 2 years ago or so and just kind of re-review the products that I had in that video. I have to give credit where credit is due. My dear friend Emily from What Emily Loves, she has a YouTube channel, I'll link it below, but she's my friend in real life too. And she recommended this to me because I always, ask her what kind of videos as a viewer of mine and as my friend, she would like to see. And she recommended this video, like a flashback favorite video where I just go back and, re-review products that were once in my favorites and see if I'm still loving them, if I, for some reason don't love them anymore. So my friend Emily gave me the idea, but what really intrigued me to do this video, and if you guys like it, I can do a series, every so often, every month or so, do a flashback favorites. But she was saying that for her, and most people, January, February, after the holidays, you're just not going to be wanting to buy a lot of new stuff. Well, you probably will want to if you're anything like me, but you probably should really pare down if you went, hog wild over the holidays. I think a lot of you guys can relate to that. But she thought it was a really good idea, and I totally agree to do that this time of year because I think it will be a good way to motivate you guys to go back and go through and shop your own collection instead of buying everything new that comes out, which I'm not gonna lie, like I'll still be doing hauls and I get PR stuff sent to me, which is really great to keep my channel relevant, but at the same time it's good to go back in and revisit old favorites. Today we're going to go back in time to December of 2013. I'm going to be re-reviewing and revisiting my favorites from that month. And some of the stuff I have it all in front of me. I pulled it out. Some of the stuff is I used it up and I don't have it anymore. And some of the stuff is I have still in my collection, but it's not available for you guys. So I'm going to do my best to give you guys comparable products. If for some reason like a product was discontinued, I'll give you something comparable if I can come up with that. I hope that makes sense. So let's go ahead and jump in. I have a screenshot of my video description on my phone here, so that's what I'm going to be referring to. So my first product favorite was the Terra Boosting Spray Foam Volume and Flexibility number 17, which was a product that I don't have anymore because I did use it up and I did not repurchase it yet. I remember really loving that product, and I had mentioned in the video that I do have a really hard time deciphering if a product that you put in wet hair, which that one you do, you spray it in the roots when your hair is wet. I have a hard time actually knowing if that product works or not until I stop using it, which is totally true to this day. So I remember really liking that product. It was really great for back combing and just adding a little bit of extra oomph and volume, but not a gritty, nasty feeling, like not a dirty feeling, because I don't like that at all in a hair product. Cut to the bottom line about that Terra volume spray. I have not repurchased it. I do like it and I would repurchase it at some point, but right now I just have way too many backstock of other products that do a similar job that I'm currently working through. The next product is another one that I used up and I don't currently have. It's the Sephora Nourishing Lip Balm, and it's just like a little in a chapstick tube that you just roll up, and it's $5, and it's probably the best bargain at Sephora ever because it's such a fantastic lip balm. It's moisturizing. It's not the longest wearing lip balm. It's moisturizing and it's just really satisfying on the lips. It doesn't leave you or your lips wanting more. You know how sometimes when you put on a chapstick and, like 10 minutes later or whatever, your lips feel like they need more moisture? It's almost worse to, put on that product. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but for me, a lot of lip products I go through a lot of lip balms and I try a lot of lip balms because most of the time they make my lips wanting more. But I really did love that Sephora lip balm, and a couple of Christmases ago I actually got that lip balm as a gift for pretty much everybody on my shopping list, and I just gave it to them as like a little stocking stuffer or a little extra. So I really do love that and I recommend it highly. My next flashback favorite is the MAC Strobe Cream, which is this here. This is actually not the same tube or bottle item that I featured back in December 2013 because I actually had a travel size of the strobe cream, and then I ended up purchasing the full size because I love it that much. I do think it's a better deal to purchase the smaller travel size. I believe it's $10, but I have the big one, so it is what it is. But I love this, and I use this pretty much, I think it's safe to say, almost every time I wear makeup. Even after I've already moisturized my skin and done my like skincare routine in the morning before makeup, because my skin is just so dry, you guys know that. And this just has, it puts moisture into your skin, and it also has some sort of like soft focus effect to it. So it is like a white lotion, but when you rub it in, it's like an iridescent, just really subtle, soft focus. It doesn't have pigment or coverage, but it's a really nice base. And then I do use a makeup primer over top of this, or before I go in with like a foundation or complexion product. I think I mentioned in that video, the flashback video, that I just use this strictly as a foundation primer, but I do today, I use primer in addition to this, because my skin is, like I said, so dry, and just, it can hold a lot of products and it doesn't get like built up or greasy or oily. So if you have dry skin, you guys probably know it's fine to layer moisture and emollient products on top of each other, and it's not a problem. My next favorite, or flashback favorite, really brings back some old, like hardcore old memories, because this is the first foundation primer that I ever used and that I ever fell in love with and just realized, wow, I really do need a foundation primer in my life. And this is the Bare Minerals Prime Time Foundation Primer. This bottle is really, really old, so I actually dug it out. I had recently been going through and decluttering my makeup collection in preparation for my makeup collection video. Stay tuned. But this was in there, and I knew it was probably too old and expired, so I will be putting this in my empties. So the Bare Minerals Prime Time Foundation Primer is it's a clear, really silicone-y, dimethicone heavy, yeah, that's definitely too old to put on my face, primer that really is so smooth and just slippery feeling. Highly recommend for dry skin. And it really just helps foundation glide over the skin and just not accentuate any, fine lines or wrinkles, and really helps kind of fill in those wrinkles so the foundation just glides over it a little bit smoother. And I highly recommend this one. I think the price point is fantastic. I'm pretty sure they still make this. I'm not going to use this anymore just because it's too old. Like, I probably had this for 5 years and I don't want to use it anymore on my face. I have a couple of alternatives or comparable products. Kind of comparable. The first one, as far as like sensation and feeling and formula, is the Murad Invisiblur Perfecting Shield Primer SPF 30. I love this stuff, you guys know. It's very slippery, dimethicone-y, silicone-y feeling, which is exactly what the Prime Time is. And one that's not as, I don't love it as much, but definitely a super affordable option, is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. Because even if you have dry skin and you don't necessarily have like large pores to deal with, it does the same thing as a pore filling would, and it kind of just like, if this is a pore or a wrinkle, that product will just like go in and kind of smooth it out, so the foundation will go over the fine line or wrinkle or pore. So really, really similar. I have to smell everything. Very, very similar. You can even see, well, I can see, I don't know if you can, but that just really softly blurred the pores and the lines in my hand, and it makes it so soft. A great base and canvas for foundation. Next up is the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Foundation, and I had mine in the shade 45, and I no longer have that because I think I returned it or gave it away or did something with it. I don't have it in my collection, and in this video it wasn't like a super hardcore favorite. It was kind of like a medium product. Like, I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. Some days it worked, some days it didn't. Which, if you guys are familiar with the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Foundation, it's a super full coverage foundation, which can be pretty horrendous on dry skin if your skin is not like prepped, ready to rock and roll. Like, even if I didn't have my full amount of water intake for the day, my skin would not be ready to wear that Lock-It Tattoo Foundation. So I just got super annoyed with it apparently and ended up returning it. I don't even remember, because this was 2 years ago, so I don't remember returning it, but I'm sure I did or gave it away, like I said. So I don't recommend that one for dry skin. I don't know. I don't even know what I was thinking. It's definitely not a dry skin lovers foundation at all. Next on the list is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector Concentrate Cream. And I have mine in the shade Light, and I feel like it doesn't have a color range. Maybe it has now, but I feel like this was a universal color back when this came out. And I still love this stuff. It's one of those things where, you know, so many new items come out, correctors, concealers, and you just want to try all the new stuff, and you kind of put your favorites on the back burner, which is another reason, or is the reason why I'm excited to do this video. And if you guys like it, to do a series of this video to really revisit those products periodically. So this product is a corrector for the under eye. So it's not like a concealer. I mean, it kind of is a concealer, but it's more of a corrector. So it has those neutralizing colors. The more, did my lights just get brighter? My ring light, I think it's on its way out, because when I first turn it on, it gets so bright, and then it goes dim, and then it gets so bright, it's really jacked. So I don't know if that just got brighter. I apologize if it did. Anyway, this is that peachy, kind of like a peachy color. And so what it's going to do is just neutralize and color correct the darkness under your eyes, like the bluish purple. And I find this is so emollient and so creamy. And I actually have it on today without any concealer, because it's not super pink or salmon colored that it's going to need an actual skin tone product to go over it. It's just enough to neutralize and brighten by itself. So yes, I do have that on today without anything else. And you do want to, or yeah, I do recommend setting this. At least I have to, because it's so emollient that it definitely does crease. But for me, that's not a problem. Everything creases on me, so I'm just sure to set that with a setting powder, and I'm good to go. So I love that. I'm excited to have rediscovered that. Next up is the MAC Fluid line in the color called Blitz and Glitz, which is a cream or gel eyeliner. And this is a black color, but it has really fine, almost undetectable gold glitter. Super fine, almost just like a little bit of a sheen or like crushed particles in there. So I wore this today on my eyes, on the upper lash line, and I just love it. You know, this kind of product can tend to really dry out pretty fast, but I haven't dabbled into this in a while, and it's still so creamy, and I didn't have any problems with it drying out. It just really glides on the eyes, and I love this color. It's not a super harsh black. So, you know, if your line isn't perfect, you're not going to be able to be like, it's not going to be super jaggedy looking. So it's a little bit easier to work with in that aspect, and it's just a little bit different than your harsh black. So I really enjoy that, and I'm glad, another one that I'm super glad that I rediscovered. My next Flashback favorite is a product that I do not believe is available still. I think it's discontinued. I have something that's somewhat similar, so we'll get into that, but it's the MAC powder. It's called the Iridescent Powder Loose, and this is in the shade Silver Dusk. This is such a fine milled, like pinky beige powder for like used as a highlight. Look at that. Can you see that? It's so freaking pretty. And I'm sad to say that I don't reach for this very much anymore, just because highlighters are one of my favorite products, and I love trying new highlighters. So I just haven't had the inspiration to go back and revisit some of these old favorites. So I really do love it. Unfortunately, you know, you can't get it anymore. Something that is, I feel like it's similar in consistency, not exactly a color dupe, but this is the Ofra Derma Mineral Powder in Pink Sapphire. And I believe they have this in other colors too. And this one's almost even more finely milled, but I feel like this one's a little bit more shiny, or a little bit more sparkly, although they're both super finely milled. So on top is the Ofra, and on the bottom is the MAC. And last, for this episode of Flashback Favorites, I have the e.l.f. Blush Brush. So I was looking all over for this before I sat down to film this video, because I could not find it. And I thought that was weird, because I'm pretty sure I have multiples of this little blush brush by e.l.f. But I ended up finding one in my dirty brush pile that I've been procrastinating on cleaning. So that's where it was, and yeah, I still use it a ton. It's just perfect for highlight, like on the cheeks. It's the perfect shape for that, but it's also a fantastic brush for setting under the eyes. So I love this. I think it's an amazing buy at $3. Full, like that's the highest you'll ever pay for it. You can always get it half off on the e.l.f. website when it goes on sale, if it's in stock. So I really love it. It's like a little tapered brush. And yeah, my ferrule falls off quite a bit. Pretty much like every time I wash it maybe. But I just glue it back on with some super glue and it ain't no thing. And that, my friends, is my first Flashback Favorites video going back to December 2013, which is crazy how time flies. I can't believe I've been on YouTube for over 3 years now. It's totally insane. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys like this and I can do it maybe once a month or so. Whatever you guys want, just let me know. Leave other video requests down below as well. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for hanging out and just watching my videos today and just being here with me, guys. Have a great day and I'll see you guys later. Bye.